Good evening, or morning, or afternoon. Uh, yeah, so we're back again. It is now the fourth live stream we have done on YouTube, which means 4 weeks of lockdown, which is actually closer to about 8 weeks of lockdown. So it's quite scary, actually. Let me just get this phone muted here. There we go. I have 2 streams of chat and video just so I know where you guys are, where I am, and so I can make sure I don't miss any of your questions and stuff. Well, Brunt, thank you for joining, man. Yeah, you know what I realized? There's not a lot of people actually use Instagram, which I found quite interesting. Because recently, I have a little section on my website where people can fill in their information, the type of vehicle they drive, what type of trips they like to do. And so I can get in touch with them if I'm ever in the area and maybe I'm planning a Rome group trip or something like that. And you know what? I have a little section there where people can put in their Instagram handles, and like 30% of people don't even have Instagram so far on that list. And some of the guys have got some really mean vehicles. They got the fully kitted out, awesome vehicles. So I think it's going to be a nice platform for going forward to maybe do some more overland inspiration videos. Good evening, good evening. Hello, Shay Brown. Sorry. From the UK, Gen 3 Jimny owner. Welcome. Hello from Pakistan. Hello from Israel. Oh, damn, we have 47 people already. That's quick. So I'm going to just wait a little bit. Oh, and there's Mr. Blaine. Now the party's complete. Now we can begin. No, we'll give it a couple more minutes before we start. We've got quite a lot of stuff to go over tonight. And like the title of the live stream suggests, we're talking about Rome 2.0, what that entails, because I'm not really too clear on that yet, but I think we're going to talk a little bit about it tonight. Oh, we got Jason Boylan from Oregon. How's it going, buddy? Hello from Poland, Ralph. Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone. How's everyone doing? Are you guys managing to keep yourselves entertained and stay healthy and, not go crazy? Just in, did I miss the new build? Andre, nope. We have only just started. We're starting now from 8 o'clock. Dr. Karfan, hello from the UK. Howdy. Andrew Nell, how's it, bud, from Cape Town? Welcome, Andrew. ICQ Niels, hi there. Guten Abend. This is Niels from the Netherlands. Welcome, Niels. KD's Garage. Hello from Namibia. Stumbled on your channel a while ago when I bought an SJ. Love an SJ. Great little vehicles. I do see an SJ somewhere in the future, for sure. For sure. Okay, guys. So yeah, we got a good group of people here. Hey, we got Brian from Utah. We got a nice global audience. We got Sparsen from Sweden. Victor Manuel from Romania, Bucharest. Wow, lovely. Okay, so for you guys that don't know, this live stream is going to be available after this whole process on podcasts. So if you look for Rome Overlanding on Apple iTunes, whatever, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts, you'll be able to download this probably within the week after this video goes live. Then this video is also available on YouTube if you ever want to watch it again. If there's something maybe you want to go back to or something like that, it's also there. And yeah, so just so you guys know that you can, if you do miss out or you need to leave or something like that, you can, don't feel pressured to have to stay. You can stay and enjoy and ask questions and all the things as much as you want, but don't feel bad if you need to go. You can always catch up later. Okay, so let's read through a couple here. Keenly followed your Jimny build. Curious to see where you're going from here. From Wayne. And then we got Daniel from Tanin. Daniel, good to see you here, buddy. Antoni Dutoy, how's it from PE? Welcome, welcome. Matteo from Italy. We got from Slovakia. Owner of a Prado 90, really enjoying your solitary videos. Thank you so much, Jaroslav. Yeah, man, you know what? I actually, for the first time the other day, watched some of my videos, and yeah, I was like, just really wanted to go. I actually really enjoyed my own videos. What a surprise! I can kind of see why you guys keep hanging around. Thanks, bro. Appreciate all your passions and efforts. Thank you for joining us. Got some from Brazil. We've got Clement Messina from Northwest Mahikeng. Greetings from Poland. So we got a nice, really diverse audience tonight. So I'm very interested to see what you guys are going to think of what's going to be happening next. I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do, and it's got multiple reasons behind it. Remember, I'm a content creator. Okay, that puts bread and butter on my table. So I have to think of that first. It's not just buying a vehicle for recreation. It's not just, going on holidays every now and then. It's work at the same time as being food, at the same time as being fun and being an overland build. So there's a lot of stuff that I've taken into consideration, and I've really narrowed things down. And I want to kind of walk you guys through the process of my overland journey, what I've come from, where I've kind of planning on going. So I'm going to draw a bit of a comparison now in this video between my previous vehicle, which was the VW Amarok. I'm going to draw a bit of a comparison to the Jimny, and then we're going to look a little bit at the future and what the future may hold. So let me answer a couple of your guys' questions quick, if there is anything here so long. From Schlanger Rocks, Joe Blacksam. I always love that name. Edrich Buerta, how's it going? Ralph, what you tell us about Alucab tent special about condensation water? I've never used any Alucab products. I wouldn't be able to give you an honest opinion. Lawrence from Edenvale, new Jimny 2020. Can't wait to work on it. Love your passion. Thanks for joining, bud. You're going to have a great time with that Jimny. But the next build is a Bucky. We had one growing up in Durban and would love one after the Jimny. Oh, we got Deniz Derin here from Turkey. How's it going? He's made it this time. Johan van der Walt from Pretoria. Good Trip Overland. You inspired me to start my own Jimny channel, Good Trip Overland. Well, welcome. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Salvador Mano, hello from Spain. Owner of a Suzuki Samurai long body Peugeot turbo diesel here. I'm waiting for the Jimny 5-door, supposedly in development by Maruti. That sounds like a monster of a vehicle. That must be a hell of a lot of fun. I love what happens in South America with the Jimny and Central America. I love what everyone's doing out there with the Jimnys. They really push it. So look, let's begin. I've got a little slideshow for you guys. We're kicking it back. So let's begin here, okay? This is the vehicle that I kind of really started my overlanding journey with, and the thing that is on this vehicle that I miss the most, that I really miss the most, is my canopy and the functionality that the canopy kind of brings to a build. And I mean, I had so much fun kitting this out, doing a DIY drawer system, and I mean, I even put a sleeper couch in the back. It's ridiculous, and just fairy lights. That was the first trip I did. I didn't have any camping equipment. I didn't have any overlanding stuff at all. I literally took my sleeper couch from my office, and because I had a single cab, I could just fit it in the back, and it worked. It worked okay. It wasn't the best. It worked okay. But you know what? It was a great weekend of camping, and it kind of got me experiencing my vehicle in a different way and thinking about my vehicle in a different way. I then ended up designing my own little drawer system, which was awesome. I mean, it took a couple of renditions. I used to have one that covered the entire back of the vehicle. Then I decided to go for a half one, so I had space for a fridge and stuff like that. So this is like how the drawer system would work, and I'd have a little sleeping platform on there, so I could just stop wherever I want to, hop in the back, and I could sleep in the back, and it was actually really great. I I quite enjoyed it. And that's why I went for the single cab Amarok. It is the biggest bucky you could get with the biggest tray, and I could sleep in it full size, full length. Blaine laughing at the pillow here. Yeah, you know what? You gotta love it. So obviously, as I went through this build, I was also kind of picking up new gear. You know, I was picking up my ammo boxes, and I got some of the front runner ammo box fillers, and I picked up some mattresses and things like that. I think I'd had my dual battery system by then. I had a fridge by then. So there was quite a lot of stuff. I mean, I would cook on my drawer system. It was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. So that was kind of what inspired me, you know. And there's things about that build that I really miss, and I loved having all of that kind of room and that space. But obviously, you know, with the Jimny, that's just something that doesn't really happen. It's a rare commodity, having space. So yeah, you know what? It's there's a vehicle that I have been looking at and has been inspirational to me. And I'm going to go and show you some of that now and the kind of idea. So first, let me explain to you the Canopy and kind of why I'm obsessed with that. Because I think there's something in that with the Canopy that you don't see in Australia. You don't see in many places besides South Africa. And there's a lot of merit to it. And for a lot of you guys who talk about trailers and things like that, just have a look here. Okay? So this is a shoot I did for Bush Tech. We kind of did an overview video of their Canopy. Bush Tech, you guys would know, I have been involved with them throughout the Jimny build. We've been working on stuff like the gull wing. We've been working on the draw system. We've been working on the drop-down table. And you're going to see in the kind of videos and things that I'm going to show you now where that inspiration came from. It very much so comes from their product line. It very much so comes from their design ethos. And where I kind of draw a line to a trailer is that you've got a drawer system, you've got fridge, you've got water, you've got all of these things in a bucky that, and especially with a Canopy like this, that you don't need to tow a trailer around with you because you kind of have that packed in the back of the vehicle. Okay, so now think about me coming from a Jimny mentality of having like this much space in the back to put my entire overlanding setup in. Using that mentality, going to something like this might actually change things up quite dramatically. I know it's going to change things up dramatically for me, but this is something that I just want you guys to have a look at to see where my mind's at and see what I'm kind of thinking and what I'm looking at. Now, they make a very high quality Canopy, and let me kind of, I can't really skip ahead on these videos, but you're going to see kind of as it goes on, it's the way you accessorize this thing that gets me really excited. And after this, I'm going to show you kind of what I try to do with the Jimny to make it that way. So you guys are going to see a little bit of a sneak peek into the gull wing system and how that works. It's never been shown before. Maybe one or two photos here or there on an Insta story, but this is something that, yeah, you're going to see kind of where I was getting inspiration from. And this is going to be one of the stages on the Jimny that I'm going to want to finish first to really like kind of test it out and see how much does it change how you use the Jimny in a camping environment, in an off-roading environment, all sorts of things like that. And yeah, it's just, you once you guys see it, you're going to kind of understand where I'm coming from with these things. Just the amount of customization you have on these systems is very exciting. And I don't necessarily want to tow a trailer. I've spoken about it briefly before. I would like to have my whole overlanding setup in one neat package in the vehicle. I know that means a bit of inconvenience swapping between my day-to-day life and, you know, swapping to, you know, an overlanding setup and having to move camera equipment and all of that stuff in and out. You know what, that's something that I just have to face at the end of the day because I don't want to be carrying around that, that weight of the trailer and be carrying around something behind the vehicle. I want to still be able to do hard trails. I want to still be able to do a bunch of things like that where I don't need to have to worry. I can just boom, head out and go. And that is the kind of mentality that I took into the Jimny. I wanted to be this all-encompassing vehicle that I could just get in and head out and have an amazing adventure. Obviously with the Jimny, the amount of adjusting you have to do to the vehicle is even bigger than, say, for example, something like a double cab, ute or bucky. So that's kind of like where I'm going with this thing. The specific vehicle is yet to be decided, but the concept is there. So I want to show you guys a little bit about the inspiration that I took from Bush Tech with the Jimny. This is something you guys obviously haven't seen before, but you can see here that the drop-down tables and things like that is very much, it's the same table from the Bush Tech Canopy. We just rejigged it for the Jimny. We've got the gull wing system, so we can't use their exact same kind of hinges and things like that because the design of the window hole doesn't allow us to do that. But we're still getting a very, very good kind of finish and product. So once this is all done and powder coated and everything, so they're actually now at the powder coating as we speak. So once that kind of process has moved forward and we've got it finally fitted in the Jimny, you guys will have a first look at that for sure. But that mentality of having these cupboards and having your kitchen stuff stored there and having your recovery equipment, I'm going to show you another video quick which kind of digs into that idea a little bit more. Okay, and you're going to see it more in a kind of lifestyle aspect. This was from an Overland inspiration video I did with Darren, and actually taking the time to slowly walk through his build and see everything that he's got and how he's got his vehicle kitted out was awesome. And it's one of those things it's different when you see it from afar and when you're there and you're looking at it and you're getting to touch it and see how everything works and how well thought out it is. So his vehicle is a beast. That thing's fully kitted out. It's proper. I think there's a few little things he wants to do to it. But yeah, a lot of people look, the ute market, the bucky market is huge. It's the biggest market in the world. And this is where it comes down to me making a business decision as well, right? Moving to something in this market means that my sponsors get a better kind of user base or viewer base. They get easier or more marketable content from me. There's a lot of different things that kind of change, and there's a lot of ways that it allows me to increase my revenue and also be able to then increase the frequency of traveling, do longer trips, do more types of content, do things like that. So this is where when I talk about Roam 2.0, it's kind of like taking Roam from the hobby and the interest of the first year and a bit, or pretty much 2 years, and making it a business and making it sustainable and making it something that is going to be really entertaining and start really making waves in the industry. And because I love doing my solo trips, but I would love to put together a little team of people. I'd love to put together group events and things like that where we can go out and have these incredible adventures together. The thing is, I find I would struggle to do that in a Jimny. I don't have enough space for a second passenger and their stuff. I don't have enough space for kind of communications and all of those things. I would love to be able to carry a 90-litre fridge. So let's talk about this setup at the moment. As you can see, like the accessories and things like that, having space to put stuff, little drop-down tables, how all the kitchen goods and stuff is stored in there, spices, everything has its place, but nothing is in the way of anything. And I just feel like having that. I was just looking at his drawer system the other day and just seeing how much space it has in it is immense. It's a completely different story. And obviously being able to use a 90-litre fridge, which means if I have guests with me, I can carry additional cool drinks or beers or whatever, if I maybe need to bring additional food, stuff like that. If between myself and Blaine, we've got 2 90-litre fridges, we can accommodate, a bit of a group of people for a weekend trip. So there's stuff like that as well. That's where I'm thinking. I'm not just thinking about what do I need as an individual, as like Adrian going on holidays and going on weekends away. I'm thinking about what tool am I going to have to kind of really develop Roam into a fully functioning business. Now, as you can see, Bushtec has got a huge kind of setup there. That is, I mean, what more could you ask for out of a vehicle? You know, what more could you ask for out of, you know, a trailer setup? You're going to get pretty much all of those things, you know, in that setup. Now, obviously, that is going to mean a hell of a lot of other stuff. If I can get that set up right, I can get a long-range fuel tank, and I don't need to carry jerry cans or anything else on the roof. I can run a 270-degree awning. I can run a hard shell rooftop tent, which for me would be a really great, a great thing for camping and all of that stuff. And Nathan coming in with the shirt looks good. The shirt does look good. Thank you for pointing that out. This is the new shirt. Myself and Nathan are the only two people in the world that have these shirts right now. So yeah, they're pretty badass. These are the brand new Roam shirts that you can only get locally at the moment. But if you do like it and you are overseas, we can try and make a plan. But get in touch with me, because this is the black on black shirt. And what's really cool is, as you can see, as the light catches it, it kind of glows a little bit. But when there's no light, it's pretty low key, which is really great. Okay, so let me answer a couple of questions here. Did you ever consider Thomas H. Keen to go and drive Van Sales Pass and after that Skeleton Coast? It's on my list. That's a big one on the list. I do want to do that. And even part of the next build and stuff is thinking about those types of trips. Katie's Garage. Did you ever consider a trip from south of Namibia, from Oranjemund to the north of Namibia? Of course, 100%, yeah. Namibia is a big one on the list. It really is. Do you know Stax, Daniel the artist? Not too sure. So why the big change, Bucky to Jimny? And 20, so this is the thing, is like, it's a really weird, and it's going to seem quite silly, but I was staying in a complex at the time, and I had a really narrow parking. And every day I'd get in my car, I would see another, like I had a lady who parked next to me in a red Citroen, and every day there'd be another red mark on the car. And it would be a pain having to kind of pull into the parking bay and stuff like that. So it was just, the Amarok is a big vehicle. Parking in groceries and in shopping centers, and at the grocery stores and things like that, it's a pain. I don't have the best sight and depth perception as well, so it just makes it really frustrating for me. So I ended up selling it just because my day-to-day life was so frustrating, and the Jimny was about to come out, and it was the perfect kind of time to change up my life a little bit. I'd gone through a bit of a relationship wobble, and I just felt like reinventing myself a bit. But yeah, it brings us to now. Thomas H. I just watched a video by Andrew on 4X Overland, and he spoke about dustproof canopies. Not so sure about them. Might be worth thinking about it. Like that canopy that I showed you is completely dust and waterproof. It's fantastic. Where did you get those mini Max Tracks on the wall? From Hacker. From Max Tracks. They make mini Max Tracks, so you can get those yourself. James Mazur, building a Jimny for Overland is the challenge and is why you get the views. Going to a ute is easy and everyone is already doing it. I'm not sure if this is a smart move for the channel. Well, James, I challenge you to go and find a professional production of a Hilux or a Ford Ranger or any of those things doing overlanding travel. I will tell you can count it on your hands worldwide how many are doing that. And I'll be honest with you, if you look at their subscriber bases, you look at their views and things like that, they are small, but they haven't had an opportunity to be big yet, and I'm not, there's a lot of stuff that, I don't know, type in something like Hilux into YouTube and you're going to see views like 1.7 million, 2 million, 4 million on people recording on their cell phone driving through a puddle. So I'm going to disagree with you there, because I think there is a huge demand for that type of content, and a professional grade content like that. and it's just something that's not being necessarily serviced. If you go and you look at how many times Hilux, Ranger, Jeep Wrangler, all of those vehicles are being searched for online, it's huge. The Jimny is 1% of that. And that's something that it's going to be difficult to break into it at first, but I think if I'm consistent with it and I keep going with it, it's going to succeed. And it's going to reach a bigger audience than the Jimny. The Jimny is an incredibly niche vehicle, and yes, it is a challenge, but I do also strongly believe that a lot of people watch my show not only for the Jimny. The Jimny is a really nice kind of piece of candy to look at, but there's a lot more to my content than just the Jimny. So TK, yes, Jimny challenge was the topic for your channel. Look, yeah, you know, it is. That's what people have known me for. That was not my intent, you know. I am a multifaceted person. I have multiple interests. I am not just about Jimnys. I'm about all sorts of different types of things. And that is something that my channel will also reflect over time. I will have different vehicles throughout time. I watched a video the other day of Andrew St. Pierre White. He's on his 17th build. You know what I mean? That just to give you perspective, like I'm just at the beginning of my kind of build journey. And I'm pretty sure in the future we're going to see electric overlanding vehicles and all sorts of awesome stuff. So why not be building an audience towards that goal? Why not be doing that? Why not be trying new vehicles and trying new builds and learning as this process goes on and on and on? Just to keep the Jimny, just to keep views. I don't care if I don't get 600,000 views a video or 100,000 views a video. If I've got 20,000 people who love my content and they watch all my videos and they do all that stuff, if I have 5,000 people who do that, that is all that matters to me. Like, I want a quality audience. And I've noticed that what happens when views skyrocket, if a video goes viral, the assholes come out of the woodwork. You get more negative comments, you get more sarky comments, you get more insults, rude people. This, you know what I mean? It's actually not pleasant mentally when you start getting huge numbers like that. And you also got to think about it, is that financially viable? You know, 1,000 patrons donating $10 each is way more viable than 600,000 views. 100%. So I would rather work on that. And over my entire time of building the Jimny, I've managed to accumulate 5 patrons. The Jimny audience doesn't want to necessarily invest in me to keep making content and to keep me going. So that's also something, you know, that I do think about a little bit. Sorry, I'm missing out on lots of stuff. This is obviously a good little topic here. Always beer. So you say you're going to get a Unimog. Well, you know what, Richard, welcome to the stream. Everyone's obsessed about Unimogs. Okay. Hadrian, how about taking the front seat out for more space? This is the problem with the Jimny. Why do I need to keep cutting it up and keep taking out more and more of the vehicle to make more space? You know, where am I going to put a passenger then? Where am I going to put my camera then? Just the front seat doesn't make sense. All you're doing is you're putting more load on the vehicle, increasing the GVM even higher, and making the vehicle even more unbearable to drive. The fact of the matter is that the Jimny has a certain limitation to how much stuff you can put on it and how much stuff you can put in it and for the different types of trips you're going to do. Michael Batista, hey man, great work. Since you had an Amarok, I have a question. Here in Brazil, we have the single cab only with a 2-liter turbo diesel. If you had the same spec, did you think it's underpowered? Yeah, it was underpowered. I didn't have the bi-turbo. I had the single turbo 90 kilowatt, and when I put bigger tires on it, it was a pig to drive. The bi-turbo and the V6 came only in double cab. Yeah, it sounds about right. Paul, I'm thinking about buying a Jimny, but not sure whether to get manual or automatic. Any advice? We have discussed that in previous live streams. You can go, I think even the first live stream I did, you can go and check that one out where I answered a whole bunch of Q&A about the Jimny. If the Jimny is not enough for you, make yourself tiny, dude. That's what I was thinking. You know, if I just get a shrink ray, I can shrink myself and all of my camping equipment. I'll just leave the rooftop tent big so I have like a mansion to play around in when I get to camp. And 20 to toy, well, life happens and we adapt. 100%, man. Tom Sage, Black Sheep Innovations does make nice things for the Amarok. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of those videos back in the day. Richard Jute, your channel is niche with the Suzuki Jimny. I think you need to custom build a 5-door Jimny with an engine upgrade. You know, I thought about that. I did. I sat around with a bunch of my overlanding buddies and we chatted about it, and everyone was like, yeah, that's going to be the thing to do. And then I thought about it, I was like, I'm just butchering the car. It's a fantastic little vehicle. It's just not designed for what I want to do with it. Sandman, I have a Toyota RAV4. I started going on road trips. I always bring emergency fuel in my trunk. The container keeps expanding. I'm not even sure if that is safe, to be honest. Any recommendations? Yeah, don't carry fuel in your car. That is the #1 recommendation. You have a RAV4, you can put a roof rack on it, put some fuel on the roof if you're gonna have to carry fuel. Good trip overland. What percentage of your viewers you think are here only for the Jimny? I would say I've done the math. I've taken the plunge and to kind of take the risk. I would say maybe even 60% of people, maybe higher. But even if I lose all of those people just for the sake that I don't have the Jimny anymore, which is really silly, because the videos that I make, the concepts are the same no matter what the vehicle is. You know, it's about getting out into nature. It's about experiencing amazing things, and you can do that in a Citroen C4, and you can do that in a City Golf, and you can do that in a Jimny or a Unimog, or you know what I mean. There's just it's about the concept. This is Rome Overlanding. There's a reason I didn't call my channel something Jimny, or you know what I mean, or Adventures in a Jimny. I had one of the first Jimnys. I could have done that. I could have utilized that, but it would have screwed me for now. You know, that's something that I didn't want to do. Okay, sorry guys, I'm playing catch up here. So, Volgach Cooper, what do you think about Rivian and their off-roaders? I think the Rivian is awesome. I think considering we got the Rivian, we've got the Cybertruck, we've got all of these new EV vehicles coming out. The new Land Rover Defender is going to be EV. There's a lot of things that it's very exciting. And I think once solar technology gets to the right place, once we start harnessing suspension to generate electricity, you know, I think that's going to be great. I'm really excited for that. I mean, imagine having a vehicle that you can just drive and then, oh, we run out of battery. Oh, well, we're going to have to camp for 3 days. You know, that's awesome. I love that. So I'm very excited for the future potential of EV. You got 100% torque from the word go. You've got the 4x4 applications are going to be incredible. I think we just got to kind of see how that kind of progresses. And I think the perfect company for doing that kind of stuff is somebody like Land Rover, who have a really good heritage behind 4x4, and them generating EV motors and things like that at the same time and trying to, you know, push that technology in that direction is going to be greatly beneficial to the entire 4x4 industry in the future. Okay, Michael Chodnicki, Mikhail, I know you. Welcome, buddy. Of course, it's for a content. Doesn't matter what you're driving. Exactly. And actually, speaking about Michael, I actually want to say a huge thank you to my new patrons who have, in this dark, difficult time, still decided to support me and still decided to back me. And I don't think you guys realize how much that actually means to me, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes to make Rome happen, to keep bringing you guys content, to keep the dream alive. And it really means a lot when I know that there's people who believe in my dream as much as I do. So I just want to say thank you. And also to the people who have been buying merch. I've seen stickers being sold. I've seen shirts and hoodies and all sorts of things being sold. Guys, thank you so much. And please send me photos. Send me photos of your merch. I would love to share that with my audience. It would be very cool. So thank you guys so much for the support. Seriously. Idan Farkash, great move. I'm looking forward to seeing the next build. So Jason Boylan says, I came across your channel, love the content and the way you capture your adventures. The Jimny is a fun part, but that's certainly not the main reason I watch. Thank you so much for saying that. And I think that there's a lot more people who think that, for sure. And doing these live streams has really helped me connect with you guys and see that connection and see that there's people who actually love the channel despite the vehicle. Then we got Ruben van der Merwe. Hi. I got my hoodie. It's awesome. I'm so glad it got to you. Glad you dig it. Edric Buerta. Hi, about an Amarok V6, only know of one channel in Australia that have an Amarok. Agree that a bucky is the way to go, but I think it must be something different. Look, I don't think it has to be something different. I don't. Because if it's different, it's niche for sure, right? But it doesn't speak to as many people. Whereas if you go with something that's already popular, all you have to do is put good content there that's enjoyable and that people resonate with, and it will bring an audience. So it depends on which networks it gets shared around, which forums it gets shared around, which I know that you also invite a lot of external opinion when you change vehicles. Like people know me in the Jimny, in the Jimny scene, they know me. But if I now go into, let's say, a Ford scene, people may know me or they may not know me. They may have preconceived ideas of me from watching my Jimny videos, and might make things a little bit complicated. But whatever, man. What's easy in life? Nothing's easy. Nothing's a simple decision. So Blaine says, I agree with Jason. Thank you, Blaine. I know you always got my back, but I appreciate you saying it anyway. Wayne Josias, your Jimny build inspired... No, where are you? Come back. There we go. Your Jimny build inspired me to get into overlanding. My vehicle of choice is the 2019 Toyota Fortuner 2.8 Auto, starting after lockdown. Fantastic. You're going to have a great time. That is a really good platform to start your overlanding journey with. Johan Carden. Hey, I like your video. Good job. I'm Franco-Belgian. Welcome, Johan. Glad to have you here. TK, okay. We like you anyway and continue watch. But you need to find some hot models with bikinis at rear seat for more fun. TK, I think that's the only way we're actually going to get this channel to 50,000 subscribers. I mean, it's painstaking at the moment. We're going to have to get some hot girls in bikinis for sure, just for TK. Simple Life Overlanding, talking about Andrew's 17th build, I don't think he got it right this time. Something about it that I don't like, and it's not the color. I've commented on his videos, and I think it's going to be great. I think, you know what? I trust the man's vision. I trust his vision. He's done it enough times. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he wants for his life. And I see him and Gwen sitting in the camper, on a trip and doing their thing, and, Gwen writing and him, editing videos. I see the fantasy. I see it. As a content creator, as, somebody who dreams of living a lifestyle like that too, I see that. And I love that pop top roof tent and everything. I think it's great. So I'm interested to see the whole thing come together. I think the black and the yellow is going to look really good. Flip van der Merwe, full in agreement. Thank you. Hacker, what about dual vehicles on the channel? Jim and another vehicle. The problem with that is that there's only one of me. And filming one car is already really difficult. So imagine having to... it's just... Look, there's some stuff in the works with Rome 2.0 that is going to involve a fellow in the live stream right now. That we're going to do some cool stuff together. So don't worry, there will be multiple vehicles. There's also going to be Rome group trips and things like that where we're going to film a variety of different vehicles. There's going to be new overland inspiration videos with a whole bunch of different vehicles as well. So, Ronnie Dahl has a very successful series in Australia on his modified series. And that's a very Australian perspective on 4x4s and stuff like that, and I think we don't really have anything like that in South Africa, so I'm going to be doing that and kind of spearheading that as soon as possible. Ashwin Shah, would you consider the Jeep Gladiator once into the African market also a different canopy style option? The Jeep Gladiator, I'm not a fan of Jeeps. I think they're very expensive to maintain. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. Getting parts for Jeeps in South Africa is also a pain. I don't know. Very few people doing Africa and South Africa. Trip from Pretoria to Zanzibar 2021. Yes. Yes. Wayne Josias. Hopefully you will add gourmet camp cooking to some episodes and campsite reviews. Okay, campsite reviews, maybe not. Because I love watching Get Out Go's campsite reviews. He's very unbiased and just has a really good look at it. And I can just sit and watch them and enjoy them. Cooking stuff, yes. I will not lie. Part of getting the new vehicle is so I can take my Webbecue with me. Because that's something that I'm really keen to have with me. Because I can do so much with that. So I do want to ramp up the cooking side of things, especially after my lockdown practice. You know, your boy's been making bread. I've made pizza dough. I've made a whole bunch of things here at home. So I wanna test out those skills out in the wild. Joe Blixen, there's only so much you can review on the Jimny. It's about time you expand your experience in other 4x4 vehicles. Thank you for understanding that. Johan van der Walt, your content is why I'm here. Go for the next vehicle. Fantastic. Simple Life Overlanding. Adrian, your vehicle choice is also about your future plans for a family, I suppose. Life moves and so should a channel. You know what, guys, it makes this decision much easier for me. And I've got something to show you that, also makes the decision quite easy. MC Boshoff, not lying, started watching for the Jimny, would love one of my own, but can't afford it. But your channel is fun and entertaining on its own. Thank you so much for being honest. You know, I'm honest with the fact that I know all of you are here because of the Jimny to start with. But then you stayed because of other things. And that's the kind of thing that I need to keep remembering. Thomas H, get yourself a Ranger Raptor. I guess that would be the best bucky for SA. And you have enough power and ready for the tough stuff. Only problem with the Ranger Raptor is it is more so expensive. XXL Albatross, over 100 people are here, but we only have 22 likes. Come on, let's see some more thumbs up. That is a man after my own heart. You see, guys, that is called support. You better like the video. ICQ Niels. Yeah, I agree with Jason Boylan. It's a great channel. Jade187. I found you by searching for Jimny off-road testings and I love to see it doing very well. But I like your content more than just the Jimny. Your content is a way of life. It inspired me to go on and get it. Great. That is what I want to do, is I want to share that experience with you guys and inspire people to get out there and experience that for themselves. There's nothing like being in the middle of nowhere, all on your own or with the people that you really care about. So it is a very special experience. Martin Burrows, did you train as a designer photographer to create your content? Great brand and I like the logo. My patrons actually paid for the logo to be designed and I went to a designer called Minot and she's actually part of Roll Boss Overland and she did the design for me, so she did a great job. I really loved it and I love seeing it on the vehicle and stuff as well. They did a really good job. Then we have, I did not study, I just learned off of YouTube, by the way, Martin. Milan van der Merwe, you're on the right track, Adrian. Thank you, bud. Nolan Lister, good to see you, sir. We definitely need to make that video that we've been talking about. Daniel Gill, feel free to share my Jeep woes. Oh, Daniel, yeah, I think you can share your Jeep woes, buddy. Flip van der Merwe, why don't you do a group trip where you can take people with, example, you and 3 cars with 1 person extra in each car to make it an 8-person trip, give other people the chance to experience it. Well, that is something that we're going to be working on. So that is something Blaine and I are planning some stuff. So there will definitely be some things like that in the future. Bezard, I'm not going to try your surname. I'm going to embarrass myself on live internet. Have you ever thought about having a tiny home on wheels and travel with it around Africa / the world? By the way, have fun pronouncing my last name. You got me there, buddy. Well, yeah. I love the idea of a tiny home. I wouldn't move it around though. Haha, thumbs up, go straight up. Yeah. Thomas H. For me, the whole overlanding and 4x4 is more about the actual thing and not about the vehicle. The vehicle is the tool for it. I'm here for the adventure and for the great stories. Amen. Couldn't have said it better myself. That is exactly the type of people that I want watching my show. you guys are the people that I do all of this for. You know, even though there's 90 people right now, and I've got views with over 700, I've got videos with over 700,000 views. I don't do it for the videos with over 700,000 views. I do it for you guys because you guys really appreciate it. You know, and that's what makes it worthwhile for me. So I just want to show you guys a bit of vehicle porn. And yeah, so you guys know Wild Dog. They made the bumpers and everything for the Jimny. Now, they obviously also make bumpers for all of the other vehicles. And I mean, I wouldn't feel too bad walking from the shops to the parking lot and seeing this looking at me, or walking out the house and seeing this looking at me. So I don't know what you guys think. They've got a couple of different rear bumpers and stuff as well. They've got ones with spare wheel carriers and things like that. So that's going to be a tricky thing to decide, because I've got to decide, do I want to go with a spare wheel carrier and carry that weight, or do I need to find a way to build the second spare wheel into the vehicle somehow? But yeah, this is kind of like to give you an idea of a rough way that the potential, future vehicle will look. It'll be something like this. And the only reason I'm showing you guys this is because you guys are loyal. And showing my age there, yeah. But this is the kind of thing that I'm seeing in my mind. And as you can see, I mean, with a vehicle, for example, like a Hilux or the D-Max, it's the smallest buckies or utes that you get. So they're not this overly huge vehicle like a Ranger or Amarok, which I found that difference is noticeable in day-to-day life as well as out on the trail and stuff like that. And they still have great payload. They still have great fuel consumption, especially I'm looking at going for like a 2-liter diesel, something around there, and then maybe chipping it to get a bit more power if I need to. But otherwise, I'll try and keep the motor and stuff as stock as possible. I'm going to try and prioritize a little bit of fuel consumption. It's very difficult for me to do because I love putting all sorts of things on the car. It just makes me feel so happy inside. So, yeah, this is kind of where I'm thinking, kind of what it's going to look like, especially with the Wild Dog bumpers and things like that. I think that's going to look great because they do a full kit out on any of the double cabs. They do underbody protection, front bumpers, rock sliders, rear bumpers, all sorts of things. So, yeah. I knew that was going to come, Richard, but I'll get to you. Floris 1200. I like your videos. Nice to see some of Africa through your lens. Sandman, do you package and ship your merch by yourself, or do you have a team that does it? So Sandman, the online store, which is done by Teespring, is part of YouTube. So that's done completely separately of me. The local stuff, which is anything that's kind of bought in South Africa, is done by myself, and I have a guy who handles all my merch. Does a really good job at doing all of that stuff. So anybody who's looking for somebody to do merch, the company's name is Z-Brand. Very cool. Very, very cool. And they could use some support during these tough times. So keep on going. What's your budget range? Old car modified and made reliable, or new budget 4x4 bucky? Brunt, I would go new for commercial reasons. I sell my content to companies to use for marketing material. It needs to be a newer vehicle. It needs to be something that resonates with a large audience. And yeah, so that's kind of like a little bit of insights into that. Travis Williams, keen to join you on a trip with my Lexus LX 570 off-road comparison. Wow. Yeah, I dig those Lexus highs. Is the 570 the Land Cruiser version? It's like the Land Cruiser 200, right? Or is it the Prado version? Tertius Carstens, great to see you here, bud. Keep up the good work, mate. Wow. Tertius Carstens, for you guys that don't know, it was I think he was my first patron ever. So glad to see you still hanging around with us. Ian RSA, oops, sorry, I'm late. Only 46 minutes late, buddy. Okay, so Richard, Land Cruiser Troopy is better than a Hilux. It depends. It depends. It really depends. Look, I can get a Land Cruiser. Sure, I can get a Land Cruiser. It's in my budget. Do I want a Land Cruiser? If there's a Land Cruiser that I would get, it would probably be the 76 station wagon. Big fan of that. Love that. But yeah, there's, you know what? Because I mean, I could Bush Tech make a canopy for the Land Cruiser as well. So I mean, I could get the whole canopy fix and do all the stuff and everything. But I don't want a V8. I don't want a V6. I want a small diesel engine. You know what? I came from a Jimny. To go from a 1.5 liter, you know, little petrol engine with no guts to going to a big V8 is just one of the reasons why, you know, I'm moving on from the Jimny is the fuel consumption. And I feel like the 2 liter diesel will give me a better fuel performance for carrying capacity for the types of trips that I want to do. Shay Round called it at the start. Milan van der Merwe. Maybe wait for oh guys, I just realized I've left this picture on here the whole time. I'm so sorry. I'm just zoned in on all these questions. There's so many. Maybe wait for the new Amarok / Ranger, which will share a platform. I mean, that's a valid point, but that vehicle is going to come in at almost R1 million, and I don't have that money. Michael Blumstein. Well done on the channel. I'm looking forward to the new project. Ruben van der Merwe, very nice. Go buy hoodies and everything. Really cool. Okay, cool. Wayne Jazai, good choice if it's Toyota. Was disappointed with other brands before. Yeah. Look, I know Blaine is Team Ford, and that's great. Like, that's awesome. But out of the selection, having had an Amarok and knowing its shortfalls, for me, one of the only options that ticks all my boxes is the Hilux. And there's some people I've told that, hey, I'm thinking of getting a Hilux, and they've literally screamed. They've been so happy. They're like, I never thought you'd sell the Jimny. Travis, basically Land Cruiser, 200 with the 5.7 liter V8. Yeah, it's an incredible vehicle. Get the BMW X7, suits you and your adventure. I don't know about that. I think you think I'm a lot cooler than I am. BC Boshoff. And I have to say, I'm proud of you. Channel is growing. I'm proud to see you're South African. Did not see an SA man make a name on YouTube, and you're still growing. Shot brew. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, the channel is young. So let's hope I don't lose 25,000 subscribers when I change vehicles. Here's a crazy idea. Chop the Jimny, extend the chassis, and chuck a tray on the back. Oh, and upgrade the engine to a 1.6 TDI. I thought about that. Thought about it already. Do I need for overlanding a 4x4? Yeah, well, you don't need a 4x4 for overlanding, but you'll have a lot more fun doing overlanding with a 4x4 because you can go to places where you wouldn't be able to go with a 2x4. So that's my recommendation, Jade. Okay, so we've covered a lot of stuff. It's been quite a video. I've explained to you a lot of the things that I've kind of thought about. I've explained to you where we've come from, where we're going. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting journey. I think we're going to have a different look at the build, but I think you're going to see what I was trying to do with the Jimny that I just couldn't do. And all I really wanted to do was to really do this setup. And seeing Darren's setup and the way that his Hilux is kitted out, he's got onboard water, he's got extended fuel tank, he's got the draw systems with all of he's got spares and recovery equipment and cooking stuff and chairs, and he's got everything in there. And he doesn't need to tow a trailer, he doesn't need to do anything. He can go for a trip for a week, for a weekend, for 3 weeks. He can do everything, and that's the kind of versatility that I'm looking for. Also, buy your stickers, guys. This is one of the local ones, and they are pretty damn nice. Guys, I need you to send me photos of your merch. If you've bought shirts or hoodies or stickers or whatever, I really would love to see. Please and thank you. Let's read some comments here. PewDiePie should watch out. Hey, Ruben, be careful, buddy. Fatboy HD88, I think the Jimny is the perfect four-wheel drive for fishing, hunter weekend camper, but for actual overlanding, you are 100% right. It's simply too small and underpowered. You hit the nail on the head there, because I dreamt of going on these like little hiking trips with the Jimny. And one of the reasons I got the Jimny in the beginning is because I wanted to do more hiking. So I wanted a very capable vehicle that could get me to where I wanted to start hiking from, to do landscape photography. Obviously that all changed very quickly. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can notice, but I mean, I'm starting to get a little bit more slender. I've been hitting the gym real hard. I've been melting all of my calories. I've been eating healthy. I'm on week 3 now, so it's going well. And I'm feeling good, looking after myself, and it's making life much easier. I'm going to be honest with you. I've got a lot less pain, so I'm looking forward to like kind of keep on going with that as well. Okay, then we go. Just keep on going. We are here to join and follow. Thanks, Thomas. Make your best, mate. We will near of you. I'll take a guess at what that means. Land Rover Defender like Juba's Journey is awesome. Oh, Richard, yeah. That's awesome. I wish I was man enough to own a Defender. That's the truth. I wish I was man enough. I wish I knew how to fix a Defender. Then I would have one. And I thought of buying one just to learn how to fix a Defender, because that would also be a fun project. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have time making films and stuff. I know the drama of a vehicle breaking down is really great, but it would really stress me out. And just having that at the back of my mind all the time, I'd be very nervous. Ruben, and the sticker, it's lit. Oh, Ruben, showing your youth. Katie's Garage, the sticker would look good on my SJ. It looks good on all vehicles, not even just SJs. I'm from Turkey. Buying a sticker could be expensive for me, but something like the tool which you used for camping fire could be expensive for me, but something like that. So I can spend more for support. The Bonbri, which I've got over there. Yeah, I'm trying to work with them at making a special limited edition Rome Overlanding Bonbri. That some of the proceeds of that will come to the channel. That would be cool, and it'll have the logo and stuff on it. Just a joke with me. Travis Williams, is there an SA merch store? So Travis, the SA merch store, just get in touch with me. You can pick anything on the online store. So use the online store to browse, right? And you just tell me what you want from the online store, and I'll organize it for you locally. It's cheaper, you get it much faster, and you don't have to pay any like the. For example, if you order from the Teespring store and it arrives in South Africa, it takes 1 to 2 months to arrive, and then you have to pay postage as well. So it's a cost that at the post office you need to pay customs, which is just ridiculous. So I'd much rather do it locally. So yeah, Blaine has given you the link to the store. You can browse on there, pick anything you want, get in touch with me personally, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and then I'll help you out with that. Where am I? Okay. Dionel, hi. Love your YouTube videos. Keep on doing what you're doing. Buy yourself a Hilux 2.4 dual cab and rig it. That's the plan. Yeah, I'm on the lookout at the moment. I'm on the lookout. I still need to finish the Jimny build. I still have to make the final video that everyone's been asking, is the rig walk around on the Jimny. And then we'll see how it goes with the next one. Anthony DeToy, I changed my setup 5 times. Went Aussie style canopy and love it. Big doors, lots of space, and the Aussies know how to build 4x4s. They do. And you might see something like that in the future on this build. That's all I'm going to say. That there's more than one reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Thomas H, just drive a Land Rover if you have a spare one at home. Perfect idea. For the price of you get just two bad ones for the price of one, and then you use the other one for spare parts to build the other one. I want to support you and buy a sticker, but if I put an overlanding sticker on my small 90s dinky Corolla, people will laugh and say, does my car overland? Well, Sandman, if you do want to support, you can also support through Patreon. I know it's probably a bit more of a bit of support, but you can also have a look at that. It's kind of the donations will go towards every video I make. So if I don't make videos, you don't donate. If I make lots of videos, you do donate. You can also set a cap and a limit on how much you want to donate a month. It could be $3, $12, whatever. So there's stuff like that where, yeah, that it goes a long way and it does help. And recently we've gotten a couple of really nice patrons, and it's making a big difference to the channel, and I do appreciate that for sure. Augusto Ayala Ledesma. Trying, man. I'm trying. Great journeys. Inspiring to take the Jimny to the absolute limits. Thanks. I'll be pushing my 87 Samurais to the limit also. Fantastic. I would, honestly, if I had to start again, I would have saved the money. I would have bought a Samurai, and I would have just played with the Samurai and bought another vehicle. That, because you could buy a beat up old Bucky, or you could buy a Toyota Prado or something like that, and an SJ or Samurai for 250, 300,000 rand, and you can have yourself two fantastic little vehicles, well, little and big vehicles. Greetings from Mexico. XXL Albatross. I'm between these two cars on road, MX5 and off-road Jimny. I can't determine which one to follow. Maybe someone struggling like me. Oh, that's a really good situation to be in. What would be great is if you could have both of them, and your Jimny was just your little weekend warrior, and your MX5 for cruising around and doing highway and driving around town. That would be great. Big fan of the MX5. It was always a dream car of mine as a kid. Travis Williams, I know, that's why I asked. Great, we'll message on Insta. Thanks, buddy. Gen 1 C8 RS, what size tires, 31s, 32s, 33s for the new build, with the appropriate mods for each tire size? So I'm going to do 32-inch tires, a 265, 70, 17. I think it's either a 32 or a 33-inch tire, somewhere between there. I'm going to obviously do a 50mm lift, bumpers, everything, so it'll clear and fit the tires perfectly. I'm going to probably go with a mud terrain tire, because I'm planning on doing a hell of a lot of traveling with this vehicle, and I want to do rough stuff. So that's I'm going to be kind of kitting it out for that. Going to try and go aluminium where I can in terms of underbody protection and bumpers and things like that. I'll have to chat to Wild Dog and see. They do produce aluminium bumpers. I just got to see how that would work. Then, hi from Cape Town. Please don't sell the Jimny, and could you and Henry Mouton please do a collab with his Zombie Zoop? Kasif Kottel, you are onto something there. Henry and I are buddies, and we are chatting about, well, I would like to do something like that with him, but I'm scared his Zombie Zook would just make my Jimny look like a real piece of crap. His Zombie Zook is insane. You know what the thing is? Whoever buys my Jimny can make Jimny videos with it, so they can continue the legacy. Didn't think about that, hey? Augusto Ayala Ledesma, what happened to the girlfriend? Too much bumpy roads? No, too little space in the Jimny, that's what happened. Anthony DeToy, can't wait, we'll send pics of mine. Still work in progress. With every trip, something gets modified. Anthony, please share your photos on the iRoam group on Facebook. There's lots of people there who'd love to see it. Speaking of which, the iRoam group on Facebook has had a great buzz since we started doing the live stream. So thank you guys for heading over there and joining in and sharing your pictures. It's a really nice way to build a little bit of a community, and to also, for you guys that are not in lockdown and you can kind of go out a little bit, please share your photos and your videos and stuff with us there. We'd love to see a little bit of the outside world. Katie's Garage. So what you're telling me is that I can order merch and you can send it to Alexander Bay across the border from Namibia. Okay. Let me speak to my guy. Pop me a message, okay, on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and give me your address. I'll get in touch with him, and then we'll see what the couriers can do. And Tony DeToy, how you managed to fit everything in your Jimny was like playing Tetris, and it's a great little build. It really was. I have a photo that I'm going to upload on Instagram about how I packed that Jimny. Rolf, you are an hour late. You promised me you would be here. You missed the whole talking about the Hilux and how it's going to look and all of those things. This photo is for Rolf, just so he can... There, okay? One last little look. That's for Rolf, so he knows, so he's caught up. Betty Thoop. Dude, you should get a Nissan MP300 dual cab. I really dig the Nissan MP300 dual cabs. They are just not necessarily content creator friendly in terms of their, I want to say popularity or buzz or whatever, but pretty much that. Augusto, my Samurai cost $1,000 US. Crappy, rusted, but now is powerful. I drive it every day in the city, weekends for beekeeping and vacations on the beach. That is just like, you just said all the things that a Jimny is supposed to do. You know, that's really like, that is the lifestyle of Jimny. Betty Throop, hi from Botswana, welcome. Cheap to transform and to fix. Yep, that Jimnys are super reliable and easy to find parts. Richard, no, haha, never a Nissan MP300. Footspoor showed us it does not last in Africa. Yeah. Yeah, Rolf, hey, how's that, hey? It's quite a nice look there. With a little snorkel, please don't make memes of me, please don't make memes. And that's not me saying please don't make memes, which means do make memes. It's me saying please don't make memes, so please don't make memes. Or memes, for those of you who don't know what a meme is. Okay, guys, that is it. We are just a little bit over an hour. We've discussed all of the things. Wait, let me just check my notepad, because I always forget stuff. Okay. Cool. Done. Everything's checked off the list. Okay, guys. Fire some rapid fire questions. So last little bit. Let's get those in and then we call it for the day. Wayne Josias, how important are winches in Southern Africa? I would say pretty important, depending on the types of trips you do. If you're going 4x4ing and you're doing like hectic trails, I would say getting a winch is probably good always, especially if you're with other people, which generally if you're doing the really tough stuff, you should be with other people. Don't be a fool like Adrian and go off on your own. I'll have to be much more careful with the next build when going on trips. So there's a lot of stuff that's, you got to think about. But yeah, winches, if you're going into Botswana and stuff like that, it's pretty important. It gets very muddy and wet, and there's salt pans and all sorts of places where you can get stuck. And yeah, I think it is good to have, but I don't think it is the be all and end all. I think when you need it, it's priceless, when you save somebody else, you rescue somebody else with it, that's pretty damn cool. But yeah. Anyways, experience Wild Africa. Enjoy your content. Keep it going regardless of the vehicle. Thank you so much. Rolf, what Hilux? Okay, Christo Radin. Will your last episode include the info on the Dassault suspension? Christo, yeah, maybe. We'll chat about it. I need to chat to the Dassault guys, but yeah. Otherwise, if you want to, you can get in touch with me personally. I'll explain it all to you. So Rolf, I'm looking at the 2.4 GD6 2017 to 2019, whatever will fit in my price range, preferably the automatic. And yeah, that would make me a happy man. Because Wild Dog do the Revo to Rocco conversion or the Revo to Dakar conversion. Can I load my Jimny in a way that I can sleep inside? You can, but you're going to have to look at the Japanese for inspiration. They do it the best. Check out Appio Inoue. They might have some stuff there. Katie's Garage, come visit Oranje Mint after lockdown. 100%. Augusto Ayala, you have few likes. Always ask to everybody to click on like. Gets you far on your channel. It does. 4x4community.co.za is selling a Unimog for 180k. Just saying. Everyone with the Unimog. Fricky Fisser. Fricky, the man. What's your favorite camping meal and beer? Whew. Have to be a red wine lamb poikie. And it would have to be I love my local African beers. Like the Maluti, St. Louis. If I think about I think the St. Louis were really nice in Botswana, but I don't know if it was because it was like almost 40 degrees. But yeah, any beer when you need it. Sam and Gore, moving forward, taking risks, growing. Wish you the best. You have my support, Adrian. Thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for the great live streaming. Take care. Drive safe. Thank you. You too. Hi from Botswana, Betty. Hello, Betty. Yeah, cheers, man. Can't wait for the next video. Okay, cool. Great channel. Defender 130 or Land Cruiser 80. Sebastian Barrett. Hey, I've got a soft spot in my heart for the Defender 130. I think that is a beast of a vehicle. But you gotta know your way around a wrench and changing oil. So, yeah. I think you are pretty good with your Land Cruiser 80, but I wouldn't go too far. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. It was a really fun one. We covered a lot of ground. I feel like I answered a lot of questions. My throat is sore, which means I've been talking a lot. So, but guys, thank you so much, honestly, for tuning in and supporting. And I hope this is entertaining you during your lockdown and kind of giving you something to look forward to going forward. So, yeah, thanks everyone, and toodaloo. See you on the next live stream next week, Monday. Hopefully, some of the lockdown rules have changed. I can show you another video. But cheers, everyone.